Hey, this is Mihi Tarawa, also known as DJ Misery. I'm currently a student at MSL Training, and I have a slot every Thursday on our radio station from 10 AM to 11:30 AM. Today I'm going to discuss with you all about fracking, and why the New Zealand government has chosen to go with this deep sea oil drilling. If you didn't know what fracking is, I'd better school you on it now. I would call it a dirty word, one that this country is going to sadly regret if we do not stop this government's intent to spread it, from the Taranaki right down to the Southland. Now, fracking is a decades-old process of extracting hard-to-reach underground gas. New Zealand has only done it on a small scale, mostly in the Taranaki, but they have increased drilling in the past 5 to 10 years. Now, drillers inject millions of litres of water and sand, and 2 to 4% of that is a potential carcinogenic cocktail of chemicals, which is pushed into the ground under high pressure. Now, it can cause contamination of waterways, and also minor earthquakes, which also could lead to bigger earthquakes also. Now, I'm totally against this happening here in New Zealand. There may be some upsides, but even though, I still feel that destroying our environment and contaminating our waterways is straight a big no-no. I have an anonymous source from the Green Party here in New Zealand. My source says that fracking is a relatively new method of extracting coal seam gas, at least in New Zealand. Fracking is being practiced in Canada and the US for quite some time, but with the mixed results. Now, the Green Party is opposed to this happening in New Zealand. It is still a very experimental practice at this stage, and has been banned in some countries such as France. According to a member of the Green Party, their biggest concern is the groundwater contamination from the gas and the chemicals used in the process. Another reason they believe that New Zealand's land should not be subject to fracking. It's the country that should be moving away from the use of fossil fuels wherever possible. The burning of fossil fuels creates more greenhouse gases, which contributes to climate change. New Zealand has a fantastic renewable energy sector. This is where we should be focusing our efforts. It is possible for New Zealand to have a clean, green economy that is not dependent upon fossil fuels. Now, that spokesperson asked me not to use their name, so as a result of doing this, I will not use her name, so I cannot enclose any more information about her. But if you'd like to find out more about what they do to, when it comes to doing this, you could just ask her. Just email her or email the Green Party or a representative that can talk to you about this certain subject. Now, I also have an interview with a spokesperson who also wants to remain anonymous from Climate Justice Taranaki. Now, Climate Justice Taranaki is a community group dedicated to justice, resistance, education and positive actions in front line of climate change. Now, they are based in the Taranaki, which is the southwest corner of New Zealand's North Island. And since the end of 2010, they have focused their work on educating the public about the extent and impacts of the massive oil and gas expansion in Taranaki. Now, they usually rally community support to resist all new onshore and offshore drilling in Taranaki, and especially in particular like the use of the highly risky techniques of hydraulic fracturing, aka fracking. They advocate for a clean energy future and call on the government and companies and communities to phase out investments and dependence on all non-renewable energy. Now, their vision is a world that values resource conservation and efficiency, renewable energy and development practices that promote justice for the common people, and for their future generations and for planet Earth to be clean and green, well, hopefully in time to come. They have said that they hold weekly meetings about fracking, not just that, but also other climate changes here in New Zealand, or even just in the Taranaki. It's not just based there too, so you're lucky. If you have an interest in these type of things, and you stay in Auckland for instance, don't worry about it. They also have meetings held up here. The name may be Climate Justice Taranaki, and their organisation actually it's quite expandable. They go out wide. The more support they can get, the better. They're all about trying to give us a more better country, a more greener country, keeping the environment safe. Now, who wouldn't want that, right? OMV is a company who are seeking a 2-month extension while it decides what to do with the next 3 exploration permits in the Great South Basin. Now, this company is all focused on rigging here in New Zealand. They are the ones who suggested taking it further down south. You know, who wants them adding more oil rigs in that area? I know for sure I'm not. There is also, though, a higher power behind all of this going on. The conflict is just so big, though. But anyway, their name is Anacado Petroleum. They are the ones who are from the United States. They have been coordinating with our government and the oceanic oil on the possible places around New Zealand that they find suitable to put new riggings up and allow this deep sea drilling here. From seeing the one just offshore of Taranaki, they feel that it is great to drill. So their excuse for stopping all these like minor earthquakes and contaminations is to drill deeper into the Earth's layer and extract oil and gas, which can harm us all in the long run. I mean, drilling deeper, isn't that worse? Now, how is that supposed to be good for this environment and this country, right? Well, I think let's ask them and see what they say. All I got was a whole lot of closed doors, pretty much. Although I did get one comment from one person that I cannot say their names. I know, I'm sorry guys, but I cannot. They are government officials, so it's a big no as well. But he did say that in the long run this affects us, yes, but it's beneficial not only for the economy but also for everybody else out there that needs something like this. Yes, a pity that it can cause these little minor things, but it's not a guarantee that it'll always happen. Now, there are some pros though. There are some pros to this fracking going on, which to me is a good thing, but one of which is economic. And yes, it is bad for our environment and definitely bad for our health. The chemicals and the machinery used in this process can cause a lot of hazards, you know, for us, such as earthquakes, like as mentioned before, and contamination even can lead to explosions. Now, that's just a nasty way of making money for this economy. Although I do feel, though, there are other ways to rebuild our economy than to destroy our earth and make this a not so better world. You know, like, generations after generations have become way more reliant on transport, and a vast amount of people throughout those years have become obese. I'm not saying because of the way they have, that this has, you know, that this they have, but, you know, just saying that because everyone worldwide knows the best way to have or save what's left of this already polluted world, it is to use more eco-efficient things, meaning, you know, good for the environment. But things like the cars they have now and all the other resources they are bringing out, you know, they've got things like light bulbs, you know, they're low wattage and very good, and then they've got heat pumps which are quite low also, you know, so you're not using too much power. They also, when on these certain products, if you do want to find out and you want to become more eco-efficient, they have a star rating, and from 3 upwards I recommend you get. Yes, I know you may have to pay like that extra $1 or $2, but it's all worth it in the long run. If you want to save what we have now, then I say get onto it, start doing it. But now that you've heard what the cons are to this topic and how much it greatly affects us, what are you willing to do about it? I know with me, I'm willing to help as humanly possible to stop all of this from happening and reaching the Southland. I mean, what was our government even thinking about allowing this? Is it just because of the money? It gets you thinking, right? Like, well, I hope like all of yous out there do actually school up on this and take this into consideration. This is something big. It is happening here in New Zealand. They've already started. If you want to get on board and you actually want to either stop this or find out other means, or you have other means of doing things to actually get the same income or better, then do it. Like, speak to your local PM or speak to somebody that has information or that has the knowledge of what's going on, because everything counts. You know, I hope you all out there who hadn't heard of this until now does something, whether it be for it or against it. I just hope you guys find an interest in this and do take something on from it. If you do want more information about this, please feel free to watch a documentary preview, which will be connected to a link on a site. Now, for all you listeners out there, here it is. Go to http://topdocumentaryfilms.com/Gasland. Now, for anybody's thoughts on this, please feel free to call in whenever you like, and you can discuss to one of us about the ongoing things in New Zealand to do with our climate changes, or anything else environmentally green-free wise. It's totally up to you. Otherwise, you could also go on the site and put down your own comments about our show today and about what I've spoken to you about.